Everybody, and welcome to Barbie's Football Banter Factory. And today, man, we are going to talk about the game that just happened with Manchester United and Arsenal at Old Trafford. And I'm going to get to Paulie P, the man with the hairstyle, the man who had a music video come out for him when he was signed. We'll get to that, but let's get to Manchester United versus Arsenal, man. This was a game that I expected Manchester United to take by the scruff of the neck, and I'm gonna criticize the whole organization, and I'm going to do it because they let their fans down for sure. And I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm not a Manchester United fan, and they let me down. They were awful on the day. They were. From the manager, I'm going to start with the manager. I've seen a lot of Manchester United fans back Ole and keep trusting Ole, and fair enough. He deserves the trust for what he did last season, but what he did last night was not good enough. Not good enough by a long shot. Yes, he has not been backed appropriately. Yes, he has not been given the players that he wanted, but given a bunch of players that he probably does not want. It's a bit like you want fish fingers, but you end up getting chicken teriyaki sticks. And no, that's not what he wanted, but that's what he got. And it's good, but it's probably not what he wanted. Despite all these factors, he has been absolutely disappointing. Particularly last night. I'm not talking generally, but definitely last night. And it goes back to the semifinal in the FA Cup where I was so disappointed. I was happy for Chelsea, but as a neutral, when I was looking back, I was thinking, "Whoa! Like we got off because of Ole and his tactics." He has this tendency in every big game to park the bus and play on the counterattack. Okay, granted they didn't park the bus, but they were not They were not progressive. They were reactive again, and that comes from Ole. That comes 100% from the manager and Ole. Against Arteta, who doesn't have a great squad, who has probably the worst in the top 6 in terms of squad, and Ole got bossed by Arteta. Absolutely got bossed in that game. He came out with a diamond formation. He plays a diamond formation with wingbacks or fullbacks who can't attack. When you play a diamond, it's about controlling the midfield. It's about the two wide midfielders being able to run up and down. And none of them were able to. The two wide midfielders were Pogba. I'm going to get to him. McTominay, who was even worse. Fred, as the number 6. Absolutely. Who plays Fred as a number 6? Are you... What? No. Just no. No. Anyways, he did that. Then he put the two wingbacks as Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. None of them can attack. They can't go forward. They're afraid of attacking. Literally, either they've been told not to attack or they're afraid because they wouldn't they wouldn't get across the halfway line. They were just no, you go ahead. They were asking the midfielders to do everything for them, and the midfielders failed spectacularly. When you play a diamond, you play with attacking fullbacks. That's the main thing you do because where's the width going to come from? The attacking fullbacks, the wide midfielders or the center mids who play wide will occasionally provide width, but the majority of their job is more of a box-to-box job for the wide midfielders to provide defensive cover and to provide the energy to go up and down. And there was none of that. There was none of that. They were afraid. They were not looking to keep the ball. Every time they had the ball, they were like, "You take it, Arsenal, and we're gonna do our same thing. Sit back. Hopefully, nick one on the counter in the second half." Look at the team you had out, and look at the team Arsenal had out. If you give Mikel Arteta the same 11, the same squad, you think he's gonna come up with all this excuses, all of this about, "Oh, I didn't get what I wanted, so therefore I can't manage this team. Therefore, it's normal for me to fail with this team." I'm not saying Ole should get sacked, absolutely not. But Ole has to take the blame for the defeat against Arsenal. 100% he has to take the blame. The worst player on the pitch was probably McTominay, but McTominay is crap. No one expects anything from him. Whereas Pogba, this great superstar, this man who has been hyped up to be this huge, magnificent superstar, this World Cup winning star. The only reason he won the World Cup is because Kante and Matuidi played beside him in midfield. Fact, everybody in the French team was world class, from the right back to the goalkeeper to the center forward. so they can afford to have a luxury player in the same way where Germany could afford to have Ozil. No matter how good they are luxury players. And in this division, in the Premier League, you can't afford to have passengers. And that's what Paul Pogba was. He was passenger. People were saying Partey owned the midfield. He did. But you know who owned Paul Pogba? It was not Partey. It was that Egyptian man, El Neni. Let that sink in. El Neni owned Paul Pogba. El Neni's highest rating in a video game is a 77. Paul Pogba gets an 89 on a regular basis. He got downgraded to an 86. He should have gotten downgraded to a 78. That's the honest truth, because that's what he is right now. He's a 78 rated, low hipster midfielder who does not do any of the basics, and he comes on post-match in the interview to give out his excuses. Let's hear what this guy had to say. One second.
Paul, after coming into this one with a great deal of optimism for Manchester United, is it possible to explain why that maybe didn't transfer into the result today?
If I knew, I would tell you. I think we weren't good enough today. I don't know what's wrong with us in the league at home. I mean, we need to do better than that, because we're better than that. Myself, I need to do better than that for this penalty. I can't give a penalty away like this. And I think we need to create more chances, to win the games, because I think we weren't good enough in the last bit to score a goal, and we need to work out and work on this to find a way to be better and at home.
And Old Trafford having that big an effect
So,
to beat you up on it, because you know yourself it's not been great, but the win in Paris, the win against RB Leipzig, the positives are there. So how do you make sure that you grab those more than maybe thinking about these?
Consistency. I mean, we need to get consistency. We're doing well. We win game, we win 1 game, 2 games, then after we lose 1, we can't do that. We have to win 5, 6, 10, 12 in a row. We have to do better. I mean, that's how we win the league. It's by being consistent, defending well, attacking well, scoring goals. Not doing the thing that I think we did today, like I
You
said
did.
myself again, giving this penalty. You have to do better than this.
Criticizing himself, and okay, he is, but he's saying we shouldn't do what we did. But then why do you keep doing it then? Like, how many times will you make the same mistake before you learn? Listen, as a neutral fan, I was a fan of Paul Pogba. When he went to Manchester United, I was jealous. I was like, Chelsea should have tried to get him. I know that he's a United youth product, so obviously he was gonna go there. But I was one that believed that he was that elite talent, because I saw him come through at Juventus when he came through at Manchester United playing against Chelsea in the youth teams, and then went to Juventus and started beside Pirlo and Marchisio and Vidal. He was so good. He looked like a Rolls Royce of a player. And it's not as if he wasn't taking responsibility there. People keep telling me that, he played in a responsible midfield, so he was allowed to do those things. Trust me, when he played that first game, he was everywhere, doing everything. Maybe he had the assurity of other responsible players. But he's 26, 27 now? And it's like, what's happening? Like, he's not performing anywhere near his level. And Manchester United fans, you should be ashamed for backing this guy to this extent for so long. Why? Like, he's not giving you enough. Be honest. Like, why would you back a guy that's not giving you enough? And he's benching players like Van de Beek, who's ready, who's a proven player in the Champions League. He's done well in the Champions League. And when he's come on, he's looked more productive than Pogba. Let's be honest. And it's about time that Ole takes some responsibility and drops his superstar names. Listen, Fernandes didn't have a good game either. Probably he was worse. But let me tell you, Fernandes won the game against Newcastle a week ago. And Bruno Fernandes often has higher peaks than he has lows. Whereas with Paul Pogba, it is a consistent low. He's here, and then most of the time he's here. And where's the world class Paul Pogba we know? He's not anywhere to be found. Enough is enough with this guy. Cash in on this dude. You guys cash in on him. Madrid will get him. Whoever the hell wants to get him, let them get him. It's not worth wasting your time on this guy. He is not worth all this hassle. He may be individually talented, but he's not worth the hype. Honestly, he's been so hyped up for so long, and he just has not been good enough, not consistent enough, making boneheaded decisions all the time, giving away penalties, giving away stupid free kicks, losing the ball. He lost the ball like 18 times against Arsenal. You got bossed by El Neni. Let that get into your head. El Neni. Arsenal fans would make fun of El Neni. And you got bossed by him. And now El Neni looks like an absolute boss, and he should. He looks like a dog, and he is for sure. What he did, the way he was pressing was awesome, and Arteta is getting the best out of squad players like El Neni, which will benefit Arsenal in the long term, and it gives Arsenal a serious chance to be in the top four. Because when you see Manchester United play like this, play in such a feeble manner, you see why people doubt them. You see why their own fans doubt them. You see why pundits like Roy Keane think no chance, they're not going anywhere with this group of players, because they just don't have it in them. And that is exactly what's happening with Manchester United. They are mentally feeble. They are a weak team. They are a weak unit. It comes from the manager. Ole does not inspire confidence. And honestly, this PE t-shirt thing is looking more like a reality than just a Twitter joke. He does not look absolutely like I should probably be happy, because it's good for Chelsea. It's very good for Chelsea that Manchester United look like crap, because honestly, if Manchester United play like crap, then they have less of a chance to be in the top four, less of a chance to be in the title race. And I'm happy. But as a fan of football, as a fan of players like Fernandes and Pogba, and I look at that squad, I'm thinking it's not that bad a squad. It's imbalanced for sure. But you should be doing better with this squad. And listen, there's still time, and they can turn it around. But this start has shown that they were not mentally ready, physically ready, and Ole, maybe he has not been backed, obviously, but he has not done himself favors. It's as if he's waiting to be sacked or something, like, honestly. And he doesn't. It's clearly he's not inspiring the players. I don't think the players are against him or anything, but they have to do better. With regards to this whole situation, for me, I would favor Arsenal in the top four position. And honestly, I think Manchester United could drop out. I'm seeing Chelsea playing well, Tottenham playing well, Man City grinding out results, Liverpool, despite injuries, grinding out results. Other teams like Leicester, Leeds, Aston Villa, Everton, they're doing well. So this puts Manchester United in a precarious position. A lot of these teams will fall out. The likes of Everton, Leicester, I don't think they have enough squad depth to compete with Manchester United. But Manchester United are putting themselves, like last season, in a precarious position. Last season, they had the excuse of not having a good enough squad. When the season started, everyone probably looked at their squad and thought maybe fifth, perhaps fourth. But when Bruno came in, that changed everything. It's been a poor start, and they have to get their act together. With regards to other games, let's look at the Barclays Premier League table right now. It has a very interesting look. It is not what you expect, but it's early days. Liverpool at the top, that's something you expect. Leicester City, I saw them win last night, and that man Jamie Vardy, Vardy's having a party. He's so cool. He's awesome, man. This guy's story, they'll probably make it into the movie someday, making it from like non-league football all the way up here, scoring goals, being a Premier League top scorer, and just continuing to terrorize defenses with his pace. And he was awesome again. He scored a goal. I believe he made a goal as well. So he's in terrific form. The other shout out I want to give out is to Mendy. Man, that man's been bossing that middle. He bossed it against Partey and was it El Neni or Ceballos last week? I'm not sure, but he bossed it against Arsenal, and he's bossed it again tonight. And he's in form right now. Like, you would think that a player like Ndidi, a physical presence, would be missed, but man, Mendy has made up. They have two good DMs, Leicester. They have Ndidi and Mendy, two good DMs, and that not a lot of teams have that. So credit to Leicester. They're doing a lot. Their squad depth will be an issue, just like last season, in the long term, but they're doing well. Tottenham third. They won the grinded out result. We know that. Everton fourth. They're dropping down the table. That's what I expected. Southampton, what a start they had. Ever since they drew the game against us, they've been on an upward spiral. They've taken confidence from that match, and they are running riot. Danny Ings doing his stuff. I think he picked up a bit of a knock. Hopefully he's not injured. A lot of people, myself included, have him in our fantasy team. Wolves have had a decent start. They had that bit of a rocky start at the start when they lost to West Ham, but they've made up for it. Chelsea, they're like we're not doing well, but not badly. We're improving. We're on the up, and I see us only going one way right now, and that's up, because it seems as if we figured out our issues. Aston Villa, they've started the season well, dropping down a bit. Arsenal, similar to Chelsea, but in terms of it's a different style. Obviously, they're more defensive now. But what I see is Arteta is giving them a structure, something to believe in, and maybe they'll have a less of their goal difference will not be as good as ours or Tottenham's or any other team. But I believe Arteta, with his tactical approach, will keep Arsenal in the hunt for that top 4 spot. I don't think they have enough to be in the title race, but they definitely do, with Arteta at the helm, enough structure and mental fortitude to be in the top 4 race. And that's something you Arsenal have not had in a long time. Partey is looking like one of the signings of the season for sure. Elneny seems to have refound himself under Arteta, and it's looking good for Arsenal for now. Man City, slow start, but I think they'll be up and thereabouts. Again, lack of preseason for a lot of these big teams have been costly. Probably Manchester United more than anything. Man United all the way down in 15th. I've already covered Man United. Nothing else to say. They have a game in hand, though. They'll get to 10 points if they win that. But are we sure they're going to win that? I'm not certain. Everton, they're playing Everton next. That will not be easy. Both teams not in good form. But I think Everton are at home. That'll be an interesting match. Let me know what you guys think about the Premier League. I'm going to preview the Champions League with Chelsea playing Rennes coming soon. With regards to Polly P, man, get your act together. I rated you, I backed you, but you've let me down. You've let all the fans of Manchester United down. You've let all neutral fans down. And honestly, I want you to get back to your best. And I think it's in a different club for Manchester United. Both parties have to separate from each other because it's becoming too toxic. Anyways, from here, from Bora Bees, it was a small review, a bit of a rant, but I had to get this off my chest. I will see you later when I get back for the preview against Rennes. Until then...